Welcome back to the channel, guys and gals. It's Don over Don's Tattoos Garage. Got a new project on the bench. Little bitty update on the 55 project and the tattoo story. So hang on, we'll get into it. All right, so this is next up on the bench. That picture that popped up right before this section started is a picture of my dad with his very first car. It was also I think his was a 50 or a 51 Ford. This is a 49. I don't believe there's much difference, so this is what I'm rolling with. I'm doing this as a tribute build for my dad, and it is going to be going to my mom. She's still kicking. My dad passed in 09, but my mom's still giving it heck every chance she gets. In fact, went to visit her and one of my cousins yesterday. And anyway, besides that, let's take a look. Move the light here. Let's take a look at this 49 Ford. I'll tell you what's going to be going on with it. I don't know if you noticed in the picture, because it probably wasn't up but just a few seconds. But he had fender skirts on it. This kit comes with fender skirts, so I will definitely be putting those on. The best recollection that my mom has is this car was a light blue, or his car was a light blue, so this one's going to be a light blue. And it's going to be pretty much stock. Going to have some steel wheels with hubcaps, beauty rings. Going to be using the stock flathead. I've already sprayed it in the gray. But other than that, the body and the chassis is in white primer. Hood's in white primer. We're going to get this all gassed out and ready to go and get this thing painted as long as the humidity hangs in there. Earlier today, humidity was way up there, like 86%. It's down to 49%, so I had to spray these parts. So we're going to get into building this, get this thing all put together. And like I said, it's a tribute build for my dad. That's what's going to be happening. So just set that aside, and we are going to take a look at the 55. I am so over this project, it's not even funny. Well, as you know, had issues with the paint on the passenger side. And when I fixed it, I went ahead and decided, you know what, I'm just going to do this light blue. So I had to fix an area in here where the tape pulled the dark blue off that was there to start with. Then, after I got all that painted and untaped it, this area right here ended up peeling paint too. Yep. Plus it peeled paint off of the light blue off of the chrome. So the trim here, this trim's gonna have to be repainted. So I'm gonna get that all taped off and repainted once that paint, I should say, cures all the way, because I don't want to be pulling more paint, because if it happens again, it's going to go in the brake fluid bath and start over. But one thing that I didn't do that I meant to do on this build was Gary, old Mr. G Seeds, is an awesome painter, and he talked about using adhesion promoter before you paint to keep that from happening. Well, that was my plan, but unfortunately when I went to the store and bought more paint, I completely forgot about the adhesion promoter until I pulled that piece of tape and it ripped paint off. So before I do any paint on the 49 here, I got to get a can of adhesion promoter to put on that, spray over that primer, so when I put the color on it and tape it off for the trim work, I'm not pulling any paint, because I don't want to go through that 55 again. Anyway, guys, hope everybody has a great day. Don't have any shop cards to shout out. I don't have any shop cards of mine left. I sent my last one out to Billy up at Crankenstein Creations, and I'm going to put out a new shop card. Not sure how soon. Maybe wait a month. We'll see what happens. But if you do want one, hit me up in the email that's listed in my description, and I'll do something about getting one to you. Other than that, Remember to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Thank you to all my subscribers. I'm right there at that 500 mark. Last I checked, I was $4.99. We get over 500 and stay there for more than a week, there will be one of them G words happening. All right, everybody. Again, have a great rest of your weekend. Get some bench time in. And as always, God bless, but that's going to come at the end of the tattoo story anyway. So stay tuned for that tattoo story, and we'll get you out of here. All right, let's get into this tattoo story. So, talked before about an ex-brother-in-law of mine that was a natural-born salesman. Like I said before, Kenny could sell ice to an Eskimo, just the way it was. He could sell anything to anybody. But anyway, he worked with me a lot at the tattoo shop, and one night, probably within the first 2 years of opening the studio I had here in Arkansas, first tattoo studio in that little town, had a lot of college kids, like I said, even had some out-of-town workers come in. But one night, this group of 3 guys came in, and I was finishing up a tattoo. Kenny was out there talking to him, and it was getting kind of close to closing time, probably within an hour or so. And there's 3 guys. Well, Kenny comes back to me and says, "Hey, brother, you want to work late tonight?" I said, "Well, depends on what kind of money we're talking about." He said, "Oh, you'll get paid good." I said, "Okay." And I trusted Kenny in that, because when he said I'd get paid good, I got paid good. So, ended up doing tattoos on all 3 of those guys. At the end of the night, when I was counting all the money, I'm like, wow, how much did them last 3 spend? And when he told me, I about fell out, because I didn't think I had done quite that much work, but it worked out. So anyway, he proceeds to tell me about these 3 guys. One of them was the boss, the other 2 were workers, and apparently the boss was treating these guys. So all 3 of them were going to get tattooed. Well, Kenny overheard the boss telling one of the other guys, "Hey, go back to our hotel, get my briefcase." Excuse me. Get my briefcase. I've got X number of dollars in that briefcase. So Kenny heard that, and that's all it took. So when I asked him about the total amount, he said, "Well, remember I said the guy had this much in his briefcase?" That's what he told his worker. I said, "Yeah." He said, "I got $50 more than that." I just shook my head and said, "Okay." Like I said, he ended up getting me paid well, and which ended up paying him well, so it all worked out in the end. But that's my tattoo story for this week. Remember to check back for the next video. Like I said, been having some problems with that 55 paint job, so we'll get it finished up, and next video should be that finalized. So hang in there, and we'll see you soon. God bless.